Raquel Welch, scene stealer in the color Iced Granita. Oh, those colors. Look at those colors from underneath. Is that amazing or what? She's a cutie. She's a cutie. I'm not saying this is how to do it. I'm saying this is what I do. This is what I do. I'm not telling you how to do it. Do not do this at home unless you are completely confident and competent in what you're doing. Don't do it unless you're willing to ruin a $300 wig. Also, know your tools. These are my old thinning shears from cosmetology school 46 years ago. And I like it because it's tinier cuts. See how these are thicker? They seem to take more hair out. So I save those for my Noriko girls. I'm taking maybe a thicker section than I would. I'm taking a thicker section than I would for my Noriko girls because I don't need to take as much hair out of here. Okay. Then do not go all the way back. And I know these scissors are awful. They're probably rusty. Anyway, do not go all the way back there. That will cut hair off at the quick. Use this area to do your cutting. And I am going all the way close. Don't pull it up because you might cut a hole in your monotop. I'm going, figure out where I am, and I'm going all the way close and making one cut. And that one cut is taking out that much hair. Hold that hair out of your way so you know you've already cut it. You don't want to go back and do it again. I put this T-pin up here in her forehead to hold that clip out of my way. Figure out my piece, go all the way close, one cut. And then I comb it out. Do not, look at how much hair comes out. Do not comb out with these shears. Don't cut and comb with these. That's not good on the hair. That's gonna, well, it's kind of like, what's that called? Those curly ribbons. That's gonna make a curly ribbon. Take your time. Take your time. Come in here. I don't know, what's that? I don't know if that's an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch. By going close to the monotop like that, I am not creating little short. If I cut it out in here, if I thinned it right here, then I've got little hairs that poke up right there. I don't want that, so I'm going right close to the scalp. And I can already tell how heavy this is compared to how light that is. That is going to flip and fly and do what I want. Ooh! Yeah, that's why I like to thin my girls, because I don't want them to lay heavy and flat. Of course, didn't I say you're not supposed to thin it anyway? But that being said, just taking your wig to just anybody, because most people do not thin bio hair like this. If they were to thin your wig the same way they thin bio hair, you might have all those little short pieces poking out all over your head. And I'm taking the sections closer to the front, just a little thinner, because I want them a little thinner. Now see where that nice dark strand is? Normally I would think, oh, I don't want to thin that dark strand, but I can come back in. I can come back in with my Copic E49 and make that dark there. I'm excited to try that. Don't do that at home. Do not do that. I have heard some people have ruined their wigs. I'm not saying this is how to do it. I'm saying this is what I do. This is what I do. I'm not telling you how to do it. Okay, I'm going to let down another section. And I'm making these sections more narrow than I normally would. But I don't make my sections any wider than the teeth area of the comb or the scissors that I'm going to cut on. Okay? Because you don't, again, you don't want to get all the way back there into the cut. And I apologize how nasty my scissors look, but hey, they work best of anything I have. That's why I bought those new ones, these. That's why I bought these from Amazon, so they would look pretty on a video. But if they're not going to cut, if they're going to cut too much hair, it doesn't matter to me if they look pretty on the video. All right, get my section. It's about the size of a 1/4 inch. Get right there close, only one cut. I don't know if you can sharpen thinning shears. I never have. If I ever felt like they weren't doing what I wanted, I go and cut a piece of foil. I take a piece of foil and I cut all the way around a piece of foil. Don't do that to your $1,000 shears. But hey, these were free when I went to beauty school 46 years ago. So I'm not afraid. But you should be afraid close to your monotop. Be very, very careful close to your monotop. If you cut a hole in your monotop, you're toast. You're done. You've run her, I think. There's probably somebody like Jason who could repair it, Jason Archer. But he would probably have to redo the whole top. Ouch. And then to find hair to match, I don't know. It would be expensive. I have done this on my Raquel Welch. Who is she? Raquel Welch, somebody. Spotlight. Raquel Welch Spotlight had big, thick, heavy curtain bangs. And I thinned them. I'm not going to say I love them, because I don't like how they're cut into curtain bangs, but I love the fact that they're thinner now. So at least they'll do what I want them to do. That piece was probably a little thicker than I did some of my other ones, but that's okay. I was going to say I should have showed you how floppy she was before we started, but you can see in the before pictures that she's floppy. I'll put one up here. Now, how did I get that too thick? Did I not put the piece underneath? I don't know. Did I not? Let's see. Did we already cut that one? Feels like we did. See, I can feel the little, like little pokies. What do you call those? Like if you buzz your hair, I could feel those. So I can feel those right there. If you're going to be touching the top of your wig and you don't want to feel that, maybe you don't want to do this. But I like the way that just, whew, pretty. Oh, she's going to be pretty. All right, so here we are again to this white in the lace front. I'm going to move that out. I don't want to cut that white hair. Put that up there. But we'll cut right behind it. And this piece goes over there. We'll just put it over there so we don't cut it twice. I will show you before I'm done, and I'll probably weigh it, how much I've cut out. And it doesn't hurt me to clip these curls beneath here because they're cool. I think I'm getting a little thinner strands than I started with. Let's go back to our thicker. Which side is this? This is my right side. This is the side I like to part on. Get nice and close. Don't touch your monotop. If you were close to wefting, do not cut your weft or you have to end up sewing it like I had to sew that piece. That wasn't because I cut it, that's because that's the way she came from the factory. Okay, so see how that just kind of hangs like a blob? Let's see what it does after I trim it. Let me move this one tighter out of the way. Now, some people like to say cut with your teeth on the top or cut with your teeth on the bottom. I don't remember what they say. I just pick up my scissors and cut. Whoops. I just pick them up and cut. I'm not paying attention whether they're top or bottom. Now, watch that piece. See how that just flies around nice and airy? That will look good in my Kansas wind, I promise. I mean, this hair on the top felt like it was thick enough to make a ponytail. These manufacturers think since we don't have any hair on the top that we want 4 times as much. They're wrong. We want it to look natural. We want it to look amazing. Oops, found a tangle there, but I'll get it when I come in and yes, this wig, it's kind of hard to see where because the mono top is light and the hair is light. It's kind of hard to see where you're going. Know your wig, know your tools. Pay attention to what you're doing. Don't get a phone call like I did and forget. Walk off and not pay attention what you're doing or have done. If I have a picture of her, I might show that. Who was that? That was Aesthetica Sutton in Silver Sun. Too many clips, can't remember what I'm doing. Okay, so part of that's white, and there's a few strands of dark in there. Do I want to get them? Do I need to get them? I think that piece of white right there, I will go ahead and thin that because that's my right side. That's where I like to part it. And it wouldn't hurt it to be just a little thinner. Right there. Now let me show you what I mean. If you didn't have that pin up there and you're trying to hold this hair out of your way. Oh, well, I guess, I guess it does stay. Never mind. Anyway. Oh, all right. Let me get these clips out and we'll set her up and show you what you look like. Okay, that's how much I cut out. I'm Raquel Welch, scene stealer in the color Ice Granita. Is she looking boho? What do you think?
Oh yeah, this girl is exactly what I was looking for. Look at her.
Love you.